What's going on, everybody? This is Super Robot Ed, and today we have in front of you none other than the Rumble in Frenzy. In other words, this is United number 20. This was a 2-pack that was released in 2011. Originally, we were supposed to get this guy with gold guns released in the Reveal the Shield line. Unfortunately, he got canceled due to Dark the Moon coming out. So let's just say he suffered from being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Let's just put it that way. And they were supposed to get Downshift and Body Block. None of those were ever released. They never went to the discount stores. And there's some things about these two, I'm not going to lie, they wouldn't, there's a lot of tools going on here. I done ate some pizza, boy. All right. So let's talk. So basically they're little tiny tanks, scout class, which, given the amount of tools they have, they'll probably be deluxes because they have a lot of spring tools and all that stuff. So, but basically they're just like these cute little tanks, and I think they work for me. Like, it's just something about these two, and I like these even over the cassettes. I mean, seriously, I know cassette Rumble, the newer Rumble comes with the pile drivers. He's very G1, but until we got that Rumble, even the Rumble that came in, because we got Rumble and Frenzy. So I'll even show you, I have a lot of unopened Transformers. So yeah, yes, I never opened this. And I've had this for years. This was sitting in a bin. And I remember buying this, and I remember not buying it. And I was like, I'll buy this. And then I go looking for him because I had him out. And I looked underneath some stuff, and I'm like, oh, snap. I had this hidden. And so, yeah, I'm not taking him out because I am actually getting Studio Series 86 Rumble. Should be here either Saturday or Monday, along with Animated Optimus Prime, which I'll be doing a review for those. But yeah, I'm not going to open these up because there's no point in doing that. But basically, if you want to see how small they are, they're scout class. This is like Wheelie from Titan's Return with painted rims. Yeah, they're pretty much that size. Why am I not comparing to other cars? I just don't have other cars available on deck. So no. They do roll. They have wheels under the bottom. Now, they're spring loading here, which can be finicky if you do not transform this right. It just gets really finicky. But we're going to do a transformation on screen. It's the same thing here. This is Rumble. Okay, so this is Rumble. And I think they did do Rumble is blue, Frenzy is red. So he's blue, and you see that little spring load comes out. We're going to talk about that later on. But yeah, he's blue underneath. They have wheels. Plastic quality on this, like I said, I've had this, what is this now, 2024. So I've had these for 13. I got these when they first came out, and I've had these for 13 years. Now the TAV versions are also, which is the Japanese versions of, as you know, it's Transformers Adventure, aka Japanese RID 2005. They were released in this line again as a re-release. And the difference is the paint is applied differently in certain areas, and this resembles more animation than it does. This is mainly toy, and because he has like a lighter blue motif where the gold would be. He is primarily the same with just a few different paint apps here and there. So either version is fine. They both do the same thing. Also, this was made into Rewind and Eject in one of the TFCC subscription service, I believe. I don't know if they did both from this mold or one. I'm not sure, but I mean, I have Rewind and Eject, and I think they're pretty good in the Kingdom line. So let's get the transformation. We'll start with him since he's spring loaded out. So this is a weird but fun little transformation. Basically, you just fold these legs down first, and basically you see a majority of the robot. And then after that, what you want to do, the only thing I hate about it is certain plastic tolerances on here scare me. They do. Because of how old the figure is. Basically, you want to kind of separate these because these are the arms now, and they unfold and kind of go up into here, and you'll see there's a tab right there. So once we do that, we basically want to just flip these arms this way because you're going to see these flip out this way. And then after that, you're going to take the body here because now we're done with the back. Well, sort of. We still got to flip this around. There's two ways you can do it. I just prefer to flip it around. The guns are on C clips. Scary, because of how old this is. So basically, you want to fold the legs down like this. Now the feet, right here. You're gonna unfold these. And you're gonna unfold these again, and that's your feet. And it's the feet have like these like claw like teeth, so they hang onto the ground well. Now you can kind of just lift these up. And then the final part is the chest. Now, sometimes that can be tricky because the head is there. And once you fold that down, now the rest of the figure, you're going to fold these back. And there's a clip that they will clip into right there. So I get my hand on it. Right there. So right there. So you just fold it down and it fits in. You'll feel that nice tug. And then lift the shoulders all the way up until they kind of clip in. And voila, you got yourself a Frenzy or Rumble, whichever one you prefer. Now you can turn the back here to make these stand up higher and flip them up, but it just looks so weird with them being that high. I just prefer them this way, and boy, does he look good. Now we're going to pause for the cause, get him transformed. Then after that, we're going to do some comparisons, and then I will give my final thoughts in 2 and 2. All right, we're back by YouTube Magic. Now we're going to show off the articulation. So we're going to move him to the side because we came to see the blue guy. So the arms do a 360, but be worried. It just comes loose. I don't know if that's something that the TAV version doesn't do, but on mine it just does. So it's not bad though. The leg goes out to here, and you don't have feet swivel, but you do have, that. Now the leg can't go back because of where this sits. Okay. Kenny, John, Claude Van Damme, we will see in a second, and boy, yeah, he get low. He get low. Oh man, sorry, Frenzy. I don't know. They're red and blue guy. Red and blue guy. Still though. Now, the cool thing about these figures is, now I want to show them off with the first Rumble. Yeah, they do have issues sometimes standing on this surface. So Rumble comes with static pile drivers, which is not bad. If you compare the two, the coloration on this is far. I love the coloration on this, the Studio Series. I just love the coloration on this because it's very G1. And yes, I did accent the silver with a marker. And the guns are silver. I painted them silver to get a G1 look. But comparatively, he turns into the cassette. I like this one. I still like this one. I'm sorry. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I just like this one. So we're going to move this out the way for a second. Because really, let's see how tall he is. This really is. I'm not comparing him to everything. It doesn't make sense. They stand about 4 inches. Okay. Pause for the cause. 2 and 2. And we're back by YouTube Magic. I did want to show them off next to Soundwave. Now, yes, they are far out of scale because they're larger than what the Studio Series version is. But I just like the way they look because of the fact that they're bigger, they look meaner, and they still match well with Soundwave. But not only that, they turn into tanks, which makes to me them having much more functionality. And being that Soundwave is like a mercenary, they could still work for Soundwave as, henchmen, naturally, of course. But I mean, I had these literally were my Rumble and Frenzy on my shelf with the G1 toys. And yes, my Soundwave is suffering from the yellowing as well. Future video we're coming up about yellowing. Probably on Sunday, because I'm making an open letter to Hasbro about this. I'm very upset because this Soundwave was very hard to find. And I feel like me having to repurchase Soundwave for my collection because you guys messed up is pretty bad. And I want the opinion of all of the collectors, period. So they're moving him out the way. And moving him out the way, now we're going to show off the gimmicks. Well, gimmick. So the gimmick is they can pile drive. How do we do this? So we fold the arm this way and lift it up. And then you want to bring this down. And some people fold this down if you want, to kind of give it more heat back here in the most heat. So it's a double fold. And I probably didn't show that off. So again, now there's different ways you can do it. But in some instances, officially, I don't know official. I just do it the way I want. So fold this down first, which folds this down. Now you see how he looks like he's almost got an arm with a block on it. You fold this down and then bring these down. Do the same thing on the other side. You can lift this up. Bring this down once, bring this down twice. And then you can, I don't know if you can, no, you can't. You can't. I don't know. Well, you might. I mean, maybe if I lift that up. But then you get, and then, oh, no. I'm gonna do it the way I know. I'm gonna do it the way I know. It's the only way I know. And that's that way. You know, because you got to fold that down. And so basically you have working pile drivers. And you can see here, they're spring loaded. And there's a little tab here that you can hit, that little gray tab in it. Bam. So basically you can kind of lean them up like this and lean them down a little bit and be like, hey, you have a tumble. You go tumble with rumble. And then you just, you know, kind of boom, boom, bam, 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 pound, pound, pound. So that's the gimmick. And it works. I mean, it's a little finicky, but it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just works. All right. So we're going to get them back into their regular robot modes, and we just going to review. So basically, these figures were good for their time. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and go straight to final thoughts. There's two things to know about buying these two. They are, I don't know. I just feel like the tolerances are weird, but I've had these so long and they have not broken. So, but I'm always very I baby these because the whole set was just, I love the set. I think the set was amazing. As far as a Rumble and Frenzy, functionality wise, these two are way better than the Studio series. Why? Because they can actually make the pile drivers, even though it's weird looking. But it's not much fair to say when we do the same thing with the static pile drivers that come with Rumble. They don't do anything. You just put them on his arms and just stand him in front of Soundwave and, you know, imagine he's doing something. But these two actually pile drive. So that's a plus. Articulation to me is better. They're bigger. They're still small enough to be amongst your Decepticon ranks if you decide to buy them. But it does matter to you as far as aesthetic. What do you want on your shelf? So, yes, I'm a staunch G1er, so naturally I'm going to have a G1 Rumble on my shelf without question. But I've had these two on my shelf because I didn't like the first Rumble that they did during the WSC trilogy. I prefer the Studio 86 version, Studio Series 86 version 100%, but not so much over these, just my shelf is different. But at times I want to keep them on the shelf because they just look so good. They are very good looking figures. The paint has held up well. The gold is starting to fade, but like I said, on Rumble a little bit more than, on Frenzy more than on Rumble, which I can fix that. On Rumble, which is more, oh my goodness. He's going to be Rumble for the rest of the video. He's Frenzy. So yeah, I got to touch up the gold on him, especially right there. And that was natural. That's nothing I did. But other than that, they look good. The head sculpts are still probably one of the most just absolute gems of the figure. They look very G1 animation. The TAV version is the same, just different colors, but still red and blue. So you have your choice of which one you want. Me personally, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to say it doesn't matter. If I saw these two on your shelf, I'm going to say the same thing. Oh my God, they're awesome. They're the best. They still look, and they look good to me. They match well, but it's just, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, but this one pairs better with my Soundwave. That's it. It just pairs better. And yeah, it is. The colors are even, you know, where Rumble is like lavender instead of just blue and black. But other than that, if you could find these for a decent price, they're worth the fun. They're worth the money. They're worth the money. Trust me. Just don't overpay. I wouldn't maybe for what they're worth because they are discontinued figures. I wouldn't, if you get this version, don't spend a lot on them. And I think the TAV versions may be cheaper. I'm not 100% sure. But because I've had these so long, I didn't even bother to look at the TAV versions because I didn't think that, you know, I didn't want to do that twice when these work fine. So my opinion, I love these. They still hold a place in my heart. If I ever feel like I want to replace the Studio Series 86 versions, these go back on the shelf. End the story. They're good. This is Super Robot Ed, bringing you more news and reviews. Until then, we see you soon. Bye-bye.